as a part of my role, it's really important that I keep up to date with the trends in the industry and also keep on top of what's going on in the market and any NPD and things like that from different brands. So one of the things we really noticed in the past year or so is how much the beauty industry has become really globalized. So I thought it would be a really nice topic to discuss how beauty is traveling across borders and how different influences are coming from all over the world to the UK and influencing our market. So the idea of beauty across borders is that we discuss different cultural traditions and trends coming across from different countries and how they can help inspire new formulations in our market as well.
And when we did a lot of the research, we noticed that it was people who had maybe heritage from a different part of the world who could bring that knowledge into a brand, or it was British brands that had seen that they could jump on a viral trend, whether that's come from like K-beauty, for example, or Ayurvedic beauty or Chinese medicine. There's lots of different ways it's influencing, but as Charlotte said, it's very much the world is such a smaller place in so many ways now, and you can definitely see that in beauty, and it's definitely for the better in terms of innovation, creativity, and the science as well.
It goes without saying that one of the biggest movements that we've seen recently come over to the UK is K-beauty. So this is a movement that's been driven primarily by social media, and it comes over from Korea, and it's a really big focus on different types of new and innovative skincare. So one of the key hallmarks of K-beauty is the idea of achieving glass skin. So it's quite a fast-paced movement. So the way they promote achieving this glass skin look is by layering a lot of different products and also quite thick, innovative and bouncy textures like the jelly textures that we see. And this has led quite nicely into the rise of Japanese beauty as well that we're seeing in the UK. So this one differs slightly from K beauty as it's a little bit more slow paced and a bit more mindful in its approach. So the idea with Japanese beauty is that it's all about long term skin and hair health rather than promoting quick fixes. And a key focus in Japanese beauty is everything to do with scalp. We're doing quite a lot of research at the minute into J Beauty, so we will be doing a campaign very shortly, which will be linked in the description below if you want to find out a little bit more about how's best for brands and formulators to really approach this trend and produce inspired formulations by Japanese beauty.
And I just wanted to highlight really quickly, we'll talk a bit more about the formulations later on, but just some key formulas we've highlighted influenced by K-beauty and Japanese beauty. So this was inspired, I don't know if you can see it very well on the video, but inspired by the Medicube K-beauty viral cream, where you have an emulsion suspended in a gel, which is really cool and fun and interactive. I think that's one of our favourites in the team. That was really fun to make. So Ava did a great job with that. And then we have a rice cleanser, which is obviously heavily inspired by Japanese beauty and Korean beauty. So this has got lots of different rice ingredients in it. It's got rice water, rice scrub, really gentle cleansing surfactants, so you're not stripping the skin, and some rice actives in there as well. So that one's a really nice one. But linking back to what Charlotte's just been talking about, another side of it, I think it is opening opportunities for Japanese beauty, like that mindful wellness approach, is because there's been such a boom in the wellness industry as well, and everyone's awareness of their health and well-being and how they can support that in small ways in their routine. So for example, their beauty routine is just really huge for everyone now. I think it's opened up other opportunities, so for the likes of Ayurvedic beauty, for things like traditional Chinese medicine, Nordic beauty, like this idea of lagom, not too much, not too little, and even like the boom in all the tech that we're seeing people use with their products. So like the infrared and LED light masks and making products that work well with those. So yeah, I think this idea of slowing down, making your routine a ritual, looking after your longevity, not just your skin and hair, but your overall body to support your skin and hair, is what has really opened up a lot of opportunities for different areas in beauty. The thinking behind the kit was putting the concept into tangible products that customers can feel. But it's more than that. We tried to pick basically lots of different product types so it sort of fulfill the needs of a consumer as a full kit. So everything from cleansers to hair care to skincare. We also wanted to make it super relevant to the countries they were inspired and originated from to tell the story, but also really relevant to the UK consumer and the UK market. So that's why we wanted a different array. And we think there's a really nice range of textures and concepts in there as well.
Yes, we feel like this entire kit can be adapted to any market. We purposely tried to incorporate everything from skincare to hair care to colour cos even, lots of different textures, so lightweight, nourishing, because obviously colder climates normally want a bit of a heavier texture, hotter climates will want a lighter, more refreshing texture. We incorporated an SPF, which I think is great for every region because consumer awareness all over the globe for the need of SPF on the face, part of your daily routine, is huge. It's also a really lightweight formula, which we think is really important. Again, for different climates, but also people tend not to want a heavy texture in general around the world when it comes to SPF. I wanted to highlight our Naturally Nourished cream. This is inspired from the Nordic region. So it's highly nourishing, but it's all natural ingredients. So it's got this thick consistency, but doesn't weigh the skin down. And this has got the shea butter and the cocoa butter from AK in, which give it this really lovely, fluffy texture.
And I think another good one that can be sort of adapted to different formulations is our Midnight Magic Scalp Serum because it's so light and non-oily. It can be used for face, for maybe hotter climates if they want something light, and it can also be used for scalp. So it's a lovely one. And I would say with Oud Lala and our capsule creams, the actives can be swapped out for anything that the consumer wants. So that's a good one as well. That is very adaptable. I love all these formulations, but if I had to pick one favorite, I would go for the Candy Floss capsules, which is inspired by the K-Beauty Medicube cream. So the gel has got our Elastoflex Velvet in it, which is really good in terms of suspending the emulsion that's been piped in, and it's very clear. So you can scoop a bit of the gel and the emulsion out, and they've both got different actives in it. One of the good actives in this is that it's got the rice PDRN that is also inspired by K-Beauty.
And my favourite, no bias, but it's our coil cream. So this is a repairing curl jelly. So it's got a really fun texture and really nice soft bouncy hold on the hair. So it really gives you the humidity protection and the frizz protection, but without having like a stiff feel on the hair. And that's thanks to Amaze XT. So it's kind of a 2-in-1 product because it's giving this really cool, fun texture to it and also giving the hold on the hair as well. And this also has the Syn Protein Lupin in, which is giving the hair repair, deep hair repair and strength. And this was inspired from the products that they have in Brazil, which is they want really good hold, they want natural biopolymers on the hair, but they don't want a stiffness and a crispiness, and they want to protect the hair at the same time. So yeah, this is a really nice one.
Another favorite formulation of mine I wanted to mention is this cream to powder highlighter putty. So this is inspired by the Italian Colour Cosmetics and Beauty and the influence on the UK market. It's a lovely transformative texture that is creamy and turns into powder in the skin thanks to our Harmony Natural Gel by Momentive. It's also got a great sensory and it turns very blurring. So this is great because blurring and highlighting don't sound like they should go together, but it blurs fine lines as well as gives it a really nice glow. So it's great for mature skin. So I would say one of the challenging formulations that were developed was this one. So this is called Oud Lala, which is a biphase oud body glow. So this is inspired by the Middle Eastern influence on the UK market. It's sort of like a shake to activate. So it's like oud, it's body shimmer and hydrates at the same time. So it's got the Moss Celtic aloe in it, which helps with hydration. So as you get the nice oud smell, you also get your body hydrated and give it a nice glow as well. So one of the challenges we faced with this formulation was that we wanted to make sure that the oil and the water don't mix, they don't separate too fast or don't mix and not separate at all. So we had to get sort of that middle balance and make sure the micro stays in the oil, which Beth and I worked really closely on this one and managed to develop.
Yeah, so like Mia said, we worked really closely on this, and it was a rare, satisfying moment in cosmetic science where the theory exactly matched what we got in the lab, which we know often doesn't happen. So, playing around with the polarity, we managed to get that middle ground of keeping it mixed long enough to go into the actuator, but still give a really gorgeous effect. It almost looks like the beach, like the gold shimmering sand and the blue ocean, and they mingle together for a while, allow for you to spray it, but it separates visually. So we did go too far the other way sometimes, and it would stay really murky and not look really pretty and fun, which you'll see on the video. And sometimes we went the other way and it wouldn't mix for long enough to be in the actuator. So yeah, this was a really fun one to work on, and one of the few times in my career where actually what I think is going to happen happens in the lab. So yeah, that was quite satisfying to see.
A big buzzword that we're seeing a lot at the minute from customer briefs and going on in the market is the term longevity. So we're noticing that this term is sort of overtaking things like anti-aging and all of the negative claims surrounding aging, and we're seeing it's a shift in the market towards more positive terminology surrounding the process of aging. So we are predicting over the next 12 to 18 months that skin and hair longevity sort of takes over in the market, and consumers will really try to prioritize long-term health of their bodies and overall wellness as well. So, some key trends that we're seeing within the longevity topic are things like UV protection and SPF, and also anti blue light and anti pollution things. So, how we can adapt to the modern world with our routines, and also things like barrier care, which has obviously been a big buzzword for years now, but it's really not showing signs of slowing down. And we do predict that barrier care becomes even bigger in the next sort of 12 to 18 months.
Leading on from what Charlotte said, another thing that we're seeing that's growing bigger and bigger is innovative textures. So we're seeing that a lot with K beauty stuff already, but we're also seeing that consumers are looking for more innovative textures because they just want to feel something different. So that's also, we're predicting that also is going to get bigger in the next 12 months. So another trend that we predict is going to get bigger is that people are looking for more multifunctional and hybrid products. So everyone wants to jump on the trends they see, but sometimes it could be due to affordability or busier lifestyles that they can't get all of those products, single products for their routine. So people will be searching for more multifunctional products that can do a few of those sort of routines, cover those routines at once. So I think it's very important for brands to have a very wide global awareness these days because most of innovation sometimes comes from Japan, comes from South Korea or India. And it's very important to have that awareness so then they can sort of utilize those trends into local trends. And it's also important because nowadays consumers are online. So it just means that when something becomes a trend, everyone sort of hops up on it within days because trends spread really fast. And if someone sees something cool, like, the toner patches that become really trendy recently, things like that, people sort of expect to then be available to them as well. I think nowadays one of the biggest opportunities lies within cross pollination. So that means one market's innovation, one market's aesthetics, and one market's philosophy combined to create something new beyond what people have seen that could be oversaturated.
Thank you so much for watching. Please let us know what you thought in the comments and look out for future videos of ours like this one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.